Welcome to the Business Spotlight Podcast. My name is David Beeson. I'm your host for today's conversation. My guest today is Ben Ikwuagwu, the owner of Soundcheck Live. We're going to be talking about his business, journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek of what it's really like to build and operate a business. Ben, welcome to the show and thank you for being here today. Before we dig in, I'd love for you to give us a little background on who you are and tell us a little bit about your business as well.
Yeah, who am I? I am a musician by trade. Been a performer, vocalist for all of my life, but been doing it professionally for the past 15 years. And Also have background in supply chain and operations. Spent early career days at Dell and also Apple. So deep into supply chain, at some of the largest organizations. But really why I'm here today and what my life has been focused on the past, 2.5 has been Soundcheck Live. And essentially, Soundcheck combines really both of those worlds into one. It is a software platform that is built for live entertainers and for the live events industry, and is focused on improving their operations and really giving them a system of record to grow their businesses and just operate smarter and more efficiently. That's what we do. We work with talent agencies, we work with booking agents, venues, and promoters, and we help them pull fragmented ways of doing work and really bunch of disjointed tools, you name it, Excel, email, text, and we bring it into one place so they can focus less on copying and pasting from tool to tool and focus less on growing their business. So in a nutshell, that's sort of what we do as a company.
Yeah, it's awesome. I am also a fellow creative, not in the music space, but in the film space. So I work on movies, I write, direct,
Nice.
make films.
Awesome.
I know the struggle it can be as being as being an artist. It can be challenging at times.
Oh yeah.
But it's I don't know if this is how you feel whenever you get to be on stage or you get to perform or anything like that. But whenever I get to be on set making a movie, it's like all the other crap that's like super hard. It's like, oh man, it doesn't even matter. This is the best feeling in the world, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's the beauty and also the curse. I can speak from being on stage and performing or putting on an event. The beauty and curse of loving what you do so much is that you struggle to turn it into a business. You struggle to
Yeah.
operationalize it, right? In the past, our current customers and our future customers would typically just hire for this type of work, right? They would hire a lot of times more creatives to do operational work, which I think we know creatives don't like operational work,
Hmm.
but this is a very relationship heavy industry, so we hire our friends.
Yeah.
And I think part of and this I'm speaking as a creator, but like I think part of at least my thesis as to why businesses in this industry hasn't grown, it's because we have not built well-oiled machines to operate our businesses, right? So in the age of AI, fortunately, AI is really good at repetitive things that are
Yeah.
non-creative.
Hmm.
So it's a fun time to be alive because you have kind of two sides of the coin. You have folks that are building AI to replace people, and then you have folks that are building with AI to replace things that people don't want to do. And then you have folks that are, I guess there's maybe three sides of the coin. And then folks that are trying to sort of reinvent how work is done, or sort of how work is perceived using AI. So kind of the bucket we sit in is a lot of this work that our tool and our agents are doing is work that people shouldn't have to do, and maybe shouldn't have to do isn't the right way to put it, but it's work that isn't value add to their art or to their actual creativity. So,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that as humans, we're put here to create, um, and it's it's like culture is built on on creation and built on our uniqueness and authenticity. So our goal as a company and our mission is how do we preserve that while also enabling um, really the future of our workforce, which is going to be creators, enabling them to build a business and support themselves financially. So
Yeah.
that's sort of how we look at it.
Yeah, I really believe in storytelling as like our biggest the biggest thing that we as humans have, you know, and that's like one of the things that is our entire species has been built on storytelling, whether it be through film or music or
Yep.
a building that you build or anything creative that you do. Everything tells a story, and everyone that's interested in that wants to know that story. And I think storytelling is our biggest weapon as humans that
Yep.
we have, that even something like AI can't 100% replicate, is being able to tell stories the way that
Yep.
we do. So,
Yep.
well, before we kind of get it more into what y'all do in the business itself, tell me
Yep.
kind of like about the role you currently play. Like, what's a day in the life of Ben?
Um, Good question. So I'm a CEO, a co-founder. Um, I have a co-founder as well. He's our CTO. Um, uh, my day changes every day. I haven't really had two of the same days, which is probably a problem. But um, really, what I'm focused on right now, we've been building Soundcheck for going on 2.5 years, and we launched about 6 months ago. Publicly launched. We were in a beta phase for about 4 months, but we publicly launched about 6 months ago, and we've been really focused, I guess, the past 5 months or so on cleaning up the product, making the platform work for everyone, making sure all the bugs are fixed, the feature requests are you know are received and sort of like documented. Our customers feel happy that we're retaining them. So that's been a big focus of mine the past few months. And we honestly haven't put, oh, that, and then also just been traveling a lot. So tons of industry trade shows, just getting out into the market, announcing ourselves. Every month we're somewhere else at some new show. So that's been a huge focus of mine. But I would say as of late, we just opened up a pre-seed fundraising round. So lately has been a lot of pitching, a lot of meeting with investors and partners. Um, Lots of meetings, lots of customer calls. We've also, the beauty of going to these trade shows is we've been able to kind of generate a pipeline, and so a lot of it has been meeting with customers, showing demos, refining the product based on customer feedback. And we have a team. We have a team of engineers and designers, so it's supporting them, unblocking them, enabling them to be creative is a huge thing I try
Yeah,
to do. And and staying healthy. So it's trying to
it's
work
a lot.
out, trying to eat healthy. That's a huge piece of my day. In fact, I like try to spend a lot of time. Early on, I was not doing that. I was just like every night, just like Uber Eats, whatever. But
Yeah.
I've been trying
Taco
to,
Bell,
yeah,
McDonald's,
literally, yeah,
Wingstop.
literally all of it. But lately, I've been trying to like, all right, like that was like literally driving me crazy just from not taking care of my body. So been focused on that lately too. The past few weeks, just like, all right, you got to get healthy. This is a long journey ahead. Um, yeah, so it's hard. Yeah, we can go day by day, but yeah, like it's a mixture of things. I mean, this week in particular is a big customer week. Um, I would say three of our largest customers right now have had rough weeks, so that means we have had rough weeks.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even say rough week. I would say this is just it's been a defining week. Every week is a defining week, but this has been a really
Mhm.
defining week because of
You learn
we've
a lot every
got,
week.
yeah, exactly. But we've gotten a lot of uh, really good product feedback and just like critical requests from customers that we're going to deliver in the next couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
that's been great, and it's just also just more clarity that happens. When a customer gets passionate about something, then you know that like you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And so we've had a lot of passionate conversations this week, which is a good thing because I mean, we're building a business and we want people, we don't want to be just like, shelfware. We want people to
Yeah.
be, using it, and we want it to be part of their lives. And that's why we're building it. So it was a indication this week that I'm like, oh, this is important to you, which is good. It's a good sign. So anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, your question was about the day to day. Yeah, it really depends. Yeah, it depends on what's happening that week.
As a fellow creative, I know whenever I don't get to use the creative side of my brain and I go too long without using it, I kind of start to feel a little bit depressed. So I am curious, with all the stuff that you're doing, do you still find time to be creative? Do you still find time to, use those passions with music?
Oh, I'm creative every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the only way to run this business. Nothing is mundane. So that's why that's honestly the best part of this is I'm able to create every day. I'm able to generate ideas. I'm able to be original. This is the best job I've ever had. Honestly, of all my jobs, this is by far the best one and the most you know creative freedom I've ever had. So if anything, yeah, I am trying actually to find ways to operationalize things more myself because I can get very I can
Yeah.
try to get too woo woo sometimes. So yeah, and I'm still gigging. I mean, that's been a huge part of our go to market strategy. I didn't really stop performing when we started Soundcheck, so I still perform a lot. That's been a lot of our customers have come from me performing and from me getting being in the market. So that's been huge. Uh, I can already it's a lot. So I've been trying to slow down a bit, at least the past couple of months. But yeah, so I'm able to still be out there and you know get our get just make sure we have presence in the actual market.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know that you kind of said that you have a business partner. I'm curious, have y'all taken out on any outside investments? Do y'all have a board, or is it kind of like just you guys?
Just us two. We're the co-founders. We have the majority of the equity. We've raised money from friends and family, and angel investors. Um, and we just opened up like in April, mid-April, we opened up an official pre-seed round. So we are,
Nice.
yeah, currently raising, um, talking to tons of early stage VCs and also more angels and syndicates, things like that. So yeah, we're in the thick of raising right now.
Gotcha. So with you and your partner and partners, how do decisions normally get made? I know that you said that you're the CEO. How do y'all normally make those decisions? Is it normally y'all are on the same boat, or like is there butting heads sometimes?
Um, so my co-founder is my best friend.
Gotcha.
So we've known each other for going on 12 years. We pretty much know what we're thinking at most times. Is there butting heads? Yeah. Kind of like my brother kind of thing. So lots of butting heads all the time. But that's honestly what makes it fun, is that we both know what needs to happen. We also are both creative people, so we can we can very much usually the butting heads is because we're like, I want this, but we know what needs to happen. So at the end of the day, we tend to hold back into like what needs to happen for the business.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm honestly really lucky. I have heard all the stories. But it's part of why I was excited to go into this business because I knew who I was going into it with, which that's very helpful. Um, but but yeah, so decisions are, yeah, if I'm being honest, like it yeah, we make the decisions. We have a great engineering team and we trust them, give them autonomy to kind of run with things a lot of times, especially technical things that they're better at than we are. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, when it comes to product, when it comes to the business, yeah, that's usually just me.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, every business owner I've talked to is growing through something, a new season, a new challenge, a new level.
Hmm.
What are you growing through right now that's been like the most demanding of you recently?
Um, I I started this business because I wanted a product I could use. Like I wanted a better product. I wanted a product for me and the folks that I work with, right? I was like, you need to manage us better. This is kind of chaotic. It's stressing me out before the gig. And when the gig comes, I have no more energy because I've been worried about the back of the house things, right? So
Yeah.
that's why I started this. But what no one tells you when you're building a business is that the business is not much, at least a business that you want to be sustainable has a little to do with the actual product. So what I'm growing through is accepting the fact that yes, I do love the product and that's important, but that is not my job. Like my job is not to build a perfect product. My job is to make sure we are growing as a business, make sure we are being in the right circles, to make sure that we are developing people, right? It's a lot of things that aren't actually touching the product. It's making sure we don't run out of money. It's all that stuff is what I'm focused on. So yeah, growing through that, honestly, it's the hardest thing about it. Like that, it yeah, it sometimes isn't fun. Most times
Yeah.
isn't fun, honestly. The product is the most fun thing. Like I have the most fun working on Soundcheck when I am like in like our sandbox or like in dev, like seeing all the new
Yeah.
stuff and testing it out and giving feedback and even like I mean early on, like with AI, like I was even pushing code and like that. So that was like the most fun I've had. I'm being honest. While doing this, not saying I'm not having fun now. It's really fun to see the product grow, but
Yeah.
it definitely isn't like you don't really know, at least for me, I didn't really know what that would look like until now I'm in it, and I'm like, oh dang, I don't have time for the product. Like that's why I did this. So growing through that, that's the biggest lesson to learn. Oh, the biggest lesson that I'm learning right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, so let's fast forward a little bit. Where do you see the business in 3 to 5 years?
We are the central hub. We're the system of record for all live events, from concerts to weddings to corporate events to bars and clubs, hiring, payments, client management happens on our platform. That's where we're at. That's what we're
It's
doing.
awesome. Yeah, I love that. Um, and if you guys do get there, what does that kind of unlock for you personally whenever you get there? Like, are you looking for
Um,
like more free time, more time to do certain things that you want, or is it just like if it's there, it's awesome, you don't care how much time you're working?
I mean, I'm doing what I want to do, which is great. It's kind of weird, but this is what I want to do. Yeah. So I'm not looking for more time to do more of this, but I do want to, like a goal of mine has always been to be impactful and to do meaningful work. So what that unlocked for me is just like achieving that, like ultimate life goal is like I like to do meaningful work. And part of why I started Soundcheck is because I didn't feel that the work I was doing previously was meaningful,
Yeah.
and wasn't really adding value to people. So um, I think that's a big thing that unlocks for me. Um, I think just like I mentioned early in the call, but like the creative freedom I have right now, like I never want to lose that. So that's a huge piece. It's just like I trust myself. So like being able to make decisions for myself that being in charge of my destiny is kind of really nice. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so those are things that I think I'm doing now. I'm not like waiting to do those things. I'm living that. So if I can keep living that, I think I'll be really happy.
Yeah, it's awesome. And whenever you kind of look at that 5 year picture of like where you want to be right now, what do you think are like the stepping stones to getting there right now?
Um, it's looking back.
Hmm.
I think when I think about where I've come, before I started a business, I knew nothing about software. I knew nothing about, I shouldn't say nothing about software. I knew nothing about building a software company. I wasn't technical. I'm still not technical, but whatever. Everyone's technical now. I yeah, so I think about that, and it's like if I keep doing that, I think that's how I get there. So it's less about like, I mean, no one can predict the future, so it's less about like what's coming, and it's more about reminding myself of like what's been, and then what I've done to continue to develop and continue to grow, and just like continue to do that because that's been working so far. Whereas yeah, if it wasn't working, I would be course correcting. But I think how we're building the business and how we're thinking about it is working right now. So I it's the challenge is just to remember that.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. So like when you think about the future, it's like reminding yourself that like 2 years ago, you wouldn't have even predicted this future. That's how, well, for me, like I couldn't have
Yeah.
predicted this future 2 years ago. So, but what I do know is what's already happened. So I have to continue to build on top of what I'm already doing.
Yeah.
So it's really just about trusting yourself, trusting myself, and yeah, you know, uh, it's a lot of it is out of my control. So
Yeah.
the things I can control are related to trusting my gut and showing up. Honestly, that's always the hardest part. It's just like I got to show up every day. Like I can't really, yeah, I can't not show up, and that will definitely impact my future if I decide I don't want to show up anymore.
Yeah, definitely. What so kind of switching a little bit of gears to marketing. I do a lot of marketing for businesses. I do digital marketing out
Nice.
in Austin, Texas. So I
Yeah,
am curious, what is the number one marketing strategy that y'all are using that's brought y'all the most business?
cold calling.
Cold calling, really? That's cool. I actually haven't heard. Crazy enough, I've been doing this for a year. I have not heard cold calling as someone's number one way of getting business. So can you kind of walk me through that process?
Got to call people, get on the phone. This industry is ancient. This industry is built on relationships. People don't want a bot talking to them through email. They don't want your AI slop. They want people. So that's been our strategy. Um, and yeah, it works. I mean, it just speaks to why we're building this. I think it's you know, we're building it from the inside, and so we know what people need. We're living the problem and have lived it. So we just pick up the phone and call.
Yeah. What yeah, and kind of like what does your sales process look like? Like what is a customer experience?
We do, yeah, so that's a good question. We do a lot of demos and we do a lot of trials. It's a huge piece of how we manage sales. We have, you know, we have different tiers of pricing. Different, our pricing model is tiered. So we have kind of a self-serve, subscription model that you sign up and you log in and boom, you don't need to talk to us. And then we also have enterprise customers that, it's probably a 3 to 6 month sales cycle or so. A lot of current conversations happening. So it's demo based, it's finding the decision makers, it's all the traditional things of figuring out who it is that's going to actually swipe their card and buy the
Yeah.
platform. Um, and then it's what we're building doesn't exist in its capacity. We have competitors, obviously, but what we're doing, I think our approach is super unique, and people relate to it. So we tend to have to educate. There's some education piece involved. It's not like we're selling something that people are Googling every day.
Hmm.
So there's education, there's awareness of the problem to people. It's like, did you know that there was a better way? So it's a tougher product to build in that sense because when people are aware, they're like, oh yeah, I've just been doing this. You mean tell me I don't have to? You mean tell me I don't have to do that? Like, yeah, you don't have to do that, right? So that piece. So it's like once we get the call and they see that, oh, life can be better, then yeah, it's a lot easier to close. But so our early on is education, so a huge piece of it. Which again, that's why talking to people is the best way, especially in today's world. It's like it's so easy to build quick content, and Just
Yeah.
set it and forget it. So, yep.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's a strategy that I like to use a lot too, in my digital marketing. Because I think a lot of digital marketing nowadays is post what will go viral, post this, post that, and then it kind of falls into that slop category a little bit.
Yep.
Where what I really try to impose on my clients that I work with is very much like, hey, let's get your face out there. Let's have you talk about what's real. Let's have you talk about this. And yeah,
Yep.
maybe it's not going to get 1 million views, but if you get 1,000 views and that 1,000 views turns into 100 customers, where the 1 million views turned
Yep.
into 10 customers, it's a better investment on return.
Yeah.
So I very much am more big on like, hey, talk to your community, talk to the people that are in your community, the people that you want to meet, um, and just talk from the heart. Because I think right now with the landscape of AI and sometimes not knowing what videos are real or fake,
Hmm.
it's authenticity matters right now more than it has in the last 20 years.
Yep. Yep. Agreed.
Well, I think as we kind of wind down a little bit, I've got a couple rapid fire questions for you if you're ready.
Yeah.
What is the key to success for you?
I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but it's remembering where I came from was
Yeah.
for me.
Awesome. And what's your one piece of advice you have to other business owners?
Um, one piece of advice. Um, hmm. I don't know, just keep showing up. Depending on their stage of the business owner, if they're early like us, just keep showing up. There have been many times where I'm like, "Ooh, is this gonna happen?" And then the next day, I
Hmm.
things change. So yeah, just if you can, just keep surviving.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was probably the which is like stupid, but it's honestly like it's like half the battle. It's like, damn it, I have to do this again today, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, what's a good book or podcast you're reading or listening to right now?
Um, I've been listening into it for a while, but How I Built This by Guy Raz. Um, it's a good like just a I like if you on a walk or just kind of doing something, listening to stories of folks who built companies from zero is always a good inspiration.
Yeah. And this is a fun question I always love to ask. If you had a little bit of magic dust and you could sprinkle it in one spot in your business and everything there would be perfect, where would it be and why?
A little bit of magic dust, everything will be perfect. I could just mind read our customers, and
Yeah,
that would be great.
that's awesome.
So sprinkle it on sales. I don't know. Just tell me what they want. We can build it.
Nice. Yeah. Well, before we get to the final question of the day, would you like to share with our audience how they can learn more, get in touch with you guys, contact y'all?
Yeah, soundchecklive.io is our site. We post a lot on Instagram, LinkedIn. Um, Me personally, my LinkedIn is probably where I'm Instagram and LinkedIn is probably where I'm most active as well. Ben Ikwuagwu, you can find me there. Um, and yeah, I mean, we have some cool stuff we're working on the marketing side coming up. So stay tuned, I guess. And yeah, follow our journey.
Awesome. Well, the final question of the day is what is most inspiring to you today?
What is most inspiring to me today? Honestly, my team, the team that we built, it's kind of unreal that they're working with us. So that's really inspiring for me. Like that's what the days where I'm like dragging, I just think about like, oh crap, like look at like this is the most talented team I've ever worked with in all of my years. Like, I mean, I was worked with a lot of talent at Apple, but never have had like this team and this experience in one working on one project, which is just kind of crazy. So that's really inspiring. That's the one thing that I I just look at our roster whenever I'm like feeling slumped, and yeah, that gets me going.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I think it's really important in a business to not only have the CEO be inspiring, everyone else, but to have everyone else inspiring the CEO at the same time. It's a very um, fluid relationship whenever it's like that in a business.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
All right, Ben. Well, this was a great conversation, and thank you so much for sharing your story. To everyone watching, I just encourage you to save this show, come back and watch it again because Ben really dropped some insight today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we get notifications every time a new conversation drops, just like this one. Thank you to everyone who joined us today, and a special thanks to you, Ben, for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
And I will see you all in the next episode.